Okay, um, hello guys. This is my second usability test. This is for www.cloudsurph.com, and this is my first time seeing this website. So I'm just going to talk about my first impression and any information that I get from this site, as well as my experience with this site overall. So the first thing that I notice is the colors. I think they go well together, actually. I do like the contrast with the white and the green. Um, I think that with the flat text, it's fairly easy to read. I think this 3D text there might be a little too much. I would probably prefer that to be just flat text like down here. Um, for me, it just makes it a little bit harder to read at first. Um, this had moving parts to it a minute ago. I don't know um, why it was moving, I guess just to bring your attention generally in that direction. So right now, my very first impression is, to me, this looks pretty professional. It's interesting. The moving parts draw my attention right here, definitely. This is definitely the first thing that I'm going to look at. Um, the only thing here, as well as that text issue up there, is that because this is moving, um, some of these slides I don't have enough time to actually read all the text. Um, so that one I made it fine. I'm able to read this one fine. That one's a little long, and then this one, there's no way I can read all that and process what I'm actually reading. Even with some of the other texts over, the shorter ones are fine, but some of the ones that were not even that long, I was able to read it, so I'm able to speed read this before it switches over, but I'm not really able to process what it actually said, so I'm not really getting any useful information or meaning from that. So let's see. So this website is called CloudSurph. Let's see what this is about. Um, okay, so it looks like they sell servers or rent. So they have a free option. Okay, so I'm thinking that the gold highlight around this box, the first thing that I thought was, oh, this must be like the preferred option, because typically that's what is highlighted, what customers tend to buy, or what customers often recommend. This is usually what's highlighted, but it looks like I'm thinking that this is highlighted because it's a limited time offer. I mean, that definitely draws attention to it. So that is definitely the first thing that my eyes caught on to, was that offer right here. So that's good for marketing purposes, but let's see. Okay, so see, I just noticed that these are, okay, they stopped here, but a second ago these were moving, and I'm not quite sure why they move, or I don't know. I find the clouds actually a little bit distracting when they're moving in a circle, because like, as I said, yeah, there they go again. See, that doesn't make sense to me, that when I am looking away from it. So if I'm trying to look at information down here, this movement up here at the top right hand side of my screen is distracting to me. So while I'm looking down here, it's very hard for me to ignore this movement going on up there. And yet when you're actually there, it stops. Okay, I guess now it's moving. I can't quite make out what the rule is to this movement. Sometimes it moves, sometimes it doesn't. I find that this movement is kind of pointless. I don't really see how it adds anything to the website. It might be intended as some sort of scrolling purpose to scroll through these, but there really is no need for that, because I mean, they're really easily accessible. So mean, I would recommend just removing that strange, like, rotating motion. I just find it distracting and not helpful. Um, this, let's see, this also has a services button. Let's see what this says. I don't particularly like the color contrast here with the yellow with the green. I think it makes it a little difficult to read than it should be. So let's see. Our VPS rates extend many different. I'm just reading this really quickly. Okay, so I do like how short and to the point this is. I do like that. That makes it easy. The only thing is that the text seems to be secondary to the image here. So when I'm on this page, the first thing that grabs my attention is this image, which doesn't seem to be very important. And then this information down here is kind of secondary, when actually it is the most important information on this page. So I would prioritize this information over the image. Let's see, so cloud test. It looks like that's a common theme for the pages here. Let's take a look. Yeah, so it's an image and a text, image and a text. So it seems like all of these pages, I mean, on the bright side, they are very short, small, concise sort of blurbs, but at the same time, because they are so small, and it doesn't offer a lot of information, my first thought is, okay, did they really need a dedicated page for all of those? I mean, you could basically eliminate this entire bar and just have a single services page with maybe icons going across the screen or something, with a little blurb underneath it, because these pages are not very useful. They're not very informative. Okay, so this is their FAQ. Knowledge base, have a question, start your search here. Okay, so let me try this out and see. Let me ask, do you offer support? Let's see what comes up with that. Okay, so I typed in the question, do you offer support? And it looks like nothing came up. Let me see if I just type in support services and see what comes up. Okay, so nothing comes up here. But they do have this support button down here, so they obviously do have, oh, sorry about that. They also obviously do have support services. Let me, okay, so I'm not sure what that error was, but let me go back here and let me see through their categories, accounts, payments, setting up CloudPress, most popular articles. Okay, so here, I mean, here's a question, how extensive is your support? This should have come up in the search, because the keyword is in there, the support. I mean, this answers my question I asked, do you offer support? And it's saying right here, we do offer support. But yeah, when I typed that into their search field, I did not get any sort of help or direction or any suggestion even. Like if you click on there, there's absolutely nothing here. I would recommend some sort of, or I would prefer as a user to have some sort of message here that confirms, you know, that this isn't a glitch, that nothing's showing up. There should be something that says like no results were found, or suggestions like did you mean, and then a link to that other question that I was just at. something, because this is completely empty. There's absolutely nothing here, so it's kind of leaving me like kind of in limbo of whether or not this actually did anything, whether it was submitted. You click search and nothing happens essentially. So I'm just assuming that FAQ search database doesn't seem to be connected too much. So let's go to announcements. So it looks like they've just got one announcement here. I'm getting the general vibe that this isn't a very active website, because a lot of things don't seem to be actively posted on or updated. So this is network status is what got me here. And it brings me to a login page. That kind of confuses me, because if I click on network status, I wouldn't think that it would bring me to a login page. If anything, the login should be up here somewhere. I assume that's what the account is for. Okay, so account, login, register, forgot password. That to me is less intuitive. I would have preferred to have the word login here, and then when you click on that, then you can do account.